Coming up, History News this week, episode 14. Namaste friends. My name is Shanil Subramanian Paimal and you are listening to the Histology podcast. Welcome to the 14th episode of History News this week. Please note that History News this week will be online every Sunday at 9:30 pm Indian Standard Time, that is 4 pm GMT. This week I have 7 interesting news items from the world of history and archaeology, followed by 3 great articles. Let's start. First, anthropologists in China have unearthed fragments of a lower jaw that may have belonged to an unknown human lineage. The bone, which is around 300,000 years old, belonged to a young teenager and features a unique mosaic of ancient and modern traits, according to a new study. Second, using ancient DNA, archaeologists in France have pieced together 2 elaborate Neolithic family trees that span multiple generations, making them the largest ancestral human record ever reconstructed. Third, archaeologists have unearthed the lost remains of a Teotihuacan village, including the human burials in the heart of Mexico City. Excavations revealed 3 human burials, as well as ceramics and architectural structures from a settlement that existed around AD 450 to 650. 4. Missing body of Ice Age animal carving finally found, but nobody knows what the animal is. Archaeologists in Germany have discovered the missing piece of an Ice Age carving deep in a cave, but the new addition of the ivory carving, originally thought to depict a horse, has actually complicated matters. Now, researchers aren't sure if it portrays a cave lion or a cave bear. 5th, digging into the tan brown soil of Kazakhstan, a rock-hewn structure began to re-emerge. The sophisticated and sizable pyramid had gone overlooked for years, but not anymore. Archaeologists were excavating part of the Kirikungir monumental complex in Toktemis when they uncovered a large step pyramid. The pyramid is 4,000 years old and dates to the Bronze Age, archaeologists said. It has 6 sides, each measuring about 42 feet long. 6th, as throngs of summer tourists descend on Greece, the country has decided to limit the number of visitors to its most popular archaeological site, the Acropolis, to 20,000 guests per day, to protect it against damage and overcrowding. 7th and last piece, Sanskrit inscription of King Jayavarman is found in Cambodia. Inscriptions of Jayavarman I are engraved on the slab found in the border area of Vietnam and Cambodia in Southeast Asia. Now coming to the 3 articles. First, what did Cleopatra, Egypt's last pharaoh, really look like? Her face has been immortalized on a handful of artifacts from the ancient world, including coins and relief. Perhaps the best known depiction of her is a relief at Dendera temple in Egypt, which shows her alongside her son Caesarion. But despite these ancient depictions, we actually know very little about what the ancient world's most powerful woman looked like. In recent years, that controversy has centered on a contentious topic: what color was Cleopatra's skin? Second, 30 lost burials of famous people archaeologists are still searching for. 3. The swastika symbol is now irredeemably tainted by its use by the Nazis in World War II, but it is also one of the oldest symbols in the world, and for most of history, it had entirely different meanings. So what are the origins of the swastika, and how has its meaning changed over time? Latest book release of the week: Milk and Honey, Technologies of Plenty in the Making of a Holy Land, written by Tamar Novick, is an innovative historical analysis of the intersection of religion and technology in making the modern state, focusing on bodily production and reproduction across the human-animal divide. History podcast recommendation of the week: Revisionist History is Malcolm Gladwell's journey through the overlooked and the misunderstood. Every episode re-examines something from the past, an event, a person, an idea, even a song, and asks whether we got it right the first time, because sometimes the past deserves a second chance. I will provide links to all the news items, articles, book and podcasts mentioned above in the show notes. Please feel free to check them out. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the History News this week. Hope you found it interesting. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Histology podcast on your favorite podcasting app and check histology.com for book reviews and interesting tidbits from the pages of history. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day and take care. Bye.